Everybody, welcome to another spooky video with my older school friend Oliver E. Say hi. Lately I've been having some guests, but those videos usually don't successfully work. So today we are doing 31 horror stories animated.
We're gonna get copyrighted, yay!
No, we're not! Shut up! So, now let's get into this. Ooh, I'm scared already.
This happened when I was a kid. I was in the 5th grade and my friend, let's call him Ethan, invited me over to his place. He lived right by the ocean, and if you walked through the forest for half a mile, you'd reach a nice beach with a diving board.
Ooh, a beach!
When I got to his house, we hung out, played video games.
Kind of like what Oliver E. and me are doing, they're hanging out with each other.
Then we decided to go to the beach. It wasn't too far away and we knew we could get back in time for dinner, so we set off. To make the trip more adventurous, we decided to bushwhack our own path.
Ooh.
After walking a couple of minutes, we hit a tall fence. "Crap," Ethan exclaimed. "Well, I guess we'll have to go back." Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something. The fence went about 8 meters long and then stopped.
Ooh, what's this?
My jaw dropped. There was a house. It was an old cabin with boarded up windows. The planks were falling off, and you could see the old insulation
Oh, this
underneath.
is kind of creepy. Oh, already, it's kind of creepy. What is it? Oh, I'm actually kind of scared now. Ooh, Oliver, stop going on your phone. Oliver, put your phone away. Continue.
It was gray in color and had flecks of blue paint. The fence led up to the side of the house, stopped, and then continued on the other side. What scared me the most was that there was no road.
Ooh.
I mean, not even a clearing to get to the road. You'd have to walk 20 minutes. "Cabin,
Oh,
come
cool.
on!" Ethan yelled from behind me. "Look at this!" I shouted back. Ethan walked
We
up to me
have
and
been
his
joined
jaw
by our
dropped.
doggo.
There was no door, just a frame. And peering through the frame, we could see that there was a back door, also with no frame. All we had to do was walk through the house, then we could get to the beach. I looked at Ethan.
Walk through.
"Should
I
we
would
do
not
it?"
walk through
I
that.
asked
I
him.
would be out of there,
Shrugged.
going
"I
back.
don't see why
I've just
not,"
been
he
walking
responded.
around, make my way around.
Inside
Yeah,
the
why
house
don't you do
was
that
dark.
instead?
Despite the
Walk
sunlight
around
pouring
the
into
house.
the
You said it
door.
was quite small.
We advanced slowly through the house, and Ethan pointed to the door. As we reached the door, I peered up the stairs. I grabbed Ethan and shoved him out the door.
Oh, someone's
"What
at the
was
door.
it?" he said, as soon as we got away. My whole body shook. I must be going mad, I thought to myself. Eventually, I explained it to him. As we reached the door, I wanted to take one last look at the house. I glanced up the stairs and I saw the shadowy outline of a person.
Oh my god.
All I could see were eyes staring back at me and a crooked grin.
Oh, that's creepy.
Ethan and
I would
took
be
another
out.
drop
Oh my
home,
god.
And we took.
That is so creepy. Oliver, why did you prank it? Can't be that scared. It's not even that scary.
I know, but still, it's comfy.
Alright, let's continue.
Told Ethan's mom. She laughed at us and said she'd been that way many times and there was no house. And we were angry because she didn't believe us. So we got out our cameras and went back the next day. When we got there was no house. It was just gone. No clearing, nothing.
Oh my
To
god.
this day, Ethan and I still wonder what it was. Was that man just a homeless person? Or maybe he was something much, much worse?
Oh
I
no.
suggested to Ethan a theory that scares me to this day. I had been reading about Russian folklore, and a page caught my attention. It was a story about a witch named Baba Yaga who had a moving house. She would eat naughty children, and parents used to use it to scare children. Was this a witch? I guess we'll never know for sure.
Oh my god.
Moving hails.
True hide and seek in the cemetery. Why would you go hide and seek in a cemetery? Alright, let's continue.
Are you sure you don't want a blanket?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I was in my early teenage years during this time. My family and I went on vacation in a village which had a forest rumored to be haunted.
Why
There
would you
was
go
a
there
cemetery
then?
in the forest.
Oh, so
Far
that would
away
be a
from the
smart
village,
idea to go on
late
holiday
at
in a forest that's
We
haunted with a
weren't actually
cemetery.
supposed to go to that forest, but my cousins thought it would be fun to play hide and seek at night. We were given some rules. We weren't allowed to take our phones or flashlights with us. As planned, we all met in front of our farmhouse at midnight. Me and my younger sister, who was 7 years old at that time, were the youngest out of everyone. So my older cousin decided to help us hide. He was 22 at that time, and he wanted to make sure we didn't get lost. After we chose who was going to be the seeker, we parted ways, trying to find the best hiding spot. My older cousin just wanted to win, so he took us to the cemetery. He said, "She'll obviously be too afraid to enter the cemetery. I think this will be a best hiding spot for us."
Really? Alright, first of all, that's an incredibly stupid job. That's a stupid, incredibly idea. Especially for someone who's 22, 21, whatever they said. And why would you go into a forest that is believed to be haunted? Just, what? What are you doing?
I'm just taking your power.
Hey!
Okay.
Why would you, alright, first of all, why would you go to a haunted forest in the first place and go to the
Sister kept-
cemetery in that forest?
Telling us not
Alright, stop that now.
to go there. We
Alright.
shut her off, telling her she was just a kid and would make us get caught. To this day, we wish we would have listened to her.
Oh,
It
what
was getting
happened?
darker. It was almost 2 a.m. Then all of a sudden, the cemetery lights went out. My sister's hand tightened around my hand. My cousin was obviously scared too. We could only hear the sound of wind and stray dogs barking at the backside of the cemetery.
Oh my god,
But
I
then
would be running. I
We
would,
heard digging noises.
first of all, I wouldn't even go in the
I still
first
remember
place,
that
so.
horrifying sound. At a distance, we could see an old man with ruffled hair and dirty clothes, digging a grave with his bare hands. He
What?
was making hissing noises while he dug. All of us stood there frozen. We didn't know if we should scream or run away. My cousin held our hands and started to slowly lead us to the entrance, trying not to make any noise. He whispered, "We have to get out of here." My sister
Yeah, it was your
almost on the
idea.
verge of
How
crying.
stupid are you? What the
But to
heck?
ruin everything, I stepped on a broken branch, making a loud noise. The stranger shot up his head toward our direction, and his lips curved in a creepy smile.
Oh
"Run!" my
God.
cousin yelled, quickly picking up my sister and running away as I followed closely behind them. Thankfully, the
Oh my
man
God.
was weak and couldn't run any faster. He stopped at the middle of the cemetery, staring at us with his hazel eyes. A few days later,
What
we found
the-
out that the man had been caught by the police. He was a criminal who dug up dead bodies, stored drugs in them, and sent them off to other nations to sell drugs. He was
What?
caught once, but successfully escaped. If he wasn't so old and weak, I'm afraid that we might have ended up being a couple of dead bodies too.
Oh no. At least there wasn't like anything that bad. The mysterious skull. Oh.
A mixture of Shrek and
Oh my god, so
Wally.
look at that scratch. Look at this. The mysterious skull in my house. Oh no.
I'm sure you don't want a blanket.
Hi.
Oh, I've seen this story before. I think I've
And
seen
I'm
this
15.
one.
A few months ago,
Uh,
something strange happened to me. To this
Oliver,
day,
stop playing
I can't
Shrek
explain
Shooter.
Exactly what happened. I was relaxing at my house, doing some schoolwork
Oh
on
my God.
laptop.
Oliver, stop playing Shrek Shooter. I know you're addicted to Shrek, but stop.
You're shooting onions at one of Shrek's.
Oh my god, this is Oliver. Oh, hold on, let me get the camera up. Hi. Where's this? Yeah, oh my god, he's literally just playing Shrek Shooter there on Scratch. Oliver, get back to the video, come on.
No, I'm playing Shrek Shooter.
Oliver, it will literally take over the mouse.
Oh look, do you hear the music?
Oh, let's continue.
Until then. After about 2 hours of being alone, I decided to go get some ice cream from the freezer. As I headed back with ice cream to my room, I heard someone bang on the front door. I never answer the doors, and I always make sure they're locked when my parents leave. I decided it was the mailman and that he would set the package down and leave. Then I heard the bang again, but louder. I was confused, so I went to my dad's
Oliver!
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Just knock on the door and she throws the mailman, but then knocked again and the front door unlocked.
There's so many Shreks!
Oh my god, give me the mouse! Shut up!
No! This is fun!
Yeah, he kind of can cuckoo. He's just... Oliver, we're supposed to be doing a video. You wanted to do a video, so we're doing a video.
I'm gonna be as
This took me 3 hours to make. Close it down. Let's continue watching this.
I want to play Shrek. Shoot.
Alright.
Since it
Let's
had a
continue.
window facing the front porch. The second I grabbed the
Wait,
door
pause. I just realised it said layers every time I shot an onion from Shrek, but it's like, and the Shreks are a mixture of Wallace and Shrek.
handle of his office. My parents' bedroom door slammed shut right next to me. I screamed. Our air conditioning was broken at the time, so there was no way it could have been the air.
Oh no.
I looked at the door, ran to the other side of the house, and called my mom to see if she was expecting anyone over. "No, Alyssa," she said. And those 2 words made my heart beat faster than it ever has. My phone disconnected, and I started hearing footsteps coming towards me from down the hallway. I ran and hid behind a door in our living room.
Oh,
I knew I'd be out of sight, since I used to hide there as a child. I called my close friend Emily, who always knew how to calm me down in crazy situations. She told me to go and lock myself in my room. As she was talking,
oh my god, stop getting on
I
the
started to
plank.
hear doors open and slam
I
shut
thought
along
you
with
were
footsteps,
strong on
and
here.
the voice of a little girl
Oh, yeah.
saying, "I'm going to find you," over
Oh
and
my
over.
god.
I started crying, and when the noise stopped, I ran to my bedroom door. When I grabbed the handle and was about to go in, I heard it again. The little girl was in my room and
Oh my
said,
god.
"Come here, Alyssa. I want to play. Come here."
Oh,
I ran to the guest bathroom and locked myself in. I started to hear knocking on the bathroom door and the voice, "Don't you want to play, Alyssa? We could have a lot of fun."
I would not.
I started screaming
I
back.
don't know what I would
"Hell
do.
no, just leave me alone." She started laughing. The knocking and laughter grew louder
Oh
and
god, this is scary. Oh, I think it's strong on it. You're literally just hiding in the blanket.
It's warm and I'm looking, by the way, too.
louder. And then it started sounding like that thing, started to walk away, still laughing and knocking. Then I couldn't hear it anymore. My grandpa came into the house yelling, "Alyssa, it's Grandpa. You can come out. You're safe." I ran as fast as I could to my grandpa. Later on, I found out that after my phone cut out on my mom, she sent my grandpa to check on me. Once I told my grandpa that a little girl had gotten into the house, we went around the house searching for her, but we never found anything. All the windows and the doors were locked. The garage was closed up tight, and nothing was broken into. I hate being home alone now
Oh my
and
god.
being in my room, but I've learned to deal.
Oh my god, that is scary.
Put the camera on me a second.
Yeah, oh my wait, hold on, let me get the camera up, hold on. Oh, hello, can I please get the camera up? Hi! It's literally on the whole time, you just be like that. Like, you're so scared.
I'm not scared, I just like it here.
My true horror story of sock.
When I was about 9 years old,
What?
I was in my swimsuit, ready to
Why are so long legs? It's gonna be flabby as well.
What is
go to
that
swimming
animation?
lessons.
I know, just said
My
about
brother
sock.
and I had made a pillow fort, and it was still there from the night before. I had crawled underneath the coffee table, where a blanket went over it, blocking out the outside world. I have no idea why I stuck my foot outside of the blanket, but I did. A dark black sock crawled creepily towards my foot
What?
and slowly slid over it. The sock was cold, and I felt odd. I recognized the sock. It looked just like the one my mom had.
Why? How is he not scared? He didn't sound any bit scared. Like, it's a sock. It's moving. What the fudge?
Like, is the snake like, watch out, watch out, watch out? Okay. I'm
What the heck?
I called out my mom's name and my brother's name. but there was no response, only silence. I walked to the window, but when I looked out, there was nothing out of the ordinary. I saw my cat staring at me with a weird
Holy shit! Oh my god, that is gonna haunt me for ages.
stares. My mom was still in the shower, and my dad was at work. I ran up the stairs to find and he's sitting on the chair in my parents' room. I asked him if he went downstairs, and he told me he had nothing to do with the situation.
Holy flipping moldy! Oh shit! What the fudge?
The sock has taken them.
What the fudge is that smile?
The sock has taken them, Aston. Go back.
And the look on my cat's face is still fresh in my memory.
Aston, are you scared now? Because
I am now petrified.
Aston-
What the fudge are they smiling?
Wait, Aston, 1 second. I'll be right back.
No, do not leave me. I'm going with you. Oh my god. Oh god, I'll be back, guys. Oliver, get up here. Oh shoot. I'm literally scared the fudge out of me.
Aston, do you want this?
Yes, I would like it. Oh my god, I'm scared now.
Get in.
Oh my god. This has literally scared the heck out of me. I am now absolutely terrified after that one.
Now we are blanket boys.
I didn't listen to what that story said. I literally was petrified. What the fuck? I feel like something's going to be behind me. I feel like something's being behind me in the camera now.
No, it's not.
Oh fudge! I'm gonna knock. Oh no! It's like. Oh god, my. Wait, where's the plug? Is there a plug around here?
Yes, there's one down there.
Can I use it?
Yeah. Oh my. Are you glad that I got the blanket for you?
Oh my god! What the fudge? I'm actually scared.
I'm gonna
now.
get a different one for me. Just get eaten by monsters.
No, Oliver. Holy crap! I'm scared. I am literally petrified after that.
Oh god. Oh god.
That literally scared the living hell out of me.
That's the one that scared you, the cat.
It's the cat and the brother. How they look so strange.
My prediction is that the sock took them.
Maybe he was dreaming though, because I didn't listen to the end. I was just like, oh my god. Because that cat's smile was absolutely petrified.
The sock. It's the sock, I say.
Wait, so if I go back, it's literally called, the story's literally called The Sock. And it's
We go back.
I almost got kidnapped by strangers.
Sound.
Oh, you muted it.
This happened 5 years ago when I was 19. I was conducting an online transaction on a site called Alks, which
Come on,
is
sit down.
similar to Craigslist. It's an online app where you can see items being sold by random strangers. And all you have to do is make a call and meet up. I was looking for a cheap sweater for my trip to Japan the following
Oh, so you have to go meet them. What?
After several
Hold on. Why would someone make a website like that? They go and meet them? You're gonna freaking kill. What the fudge?
minutes of scrolling, I came across an ad with exactly what I was looking for. A Korean-style female fur sweater for just 300 pesos, about $6. It was perfect. I had issue with it. The meetup point was at the LRT train station at 8 p.m. because the seller was too busy at work. I decided, what the heck? It's a public place anyway. I called the owner
my God,
and we
you
had a
spelled
quick
that.
convo. He sounded like a strict guy, but I asked him when we could meet up. He responded, tonight at 8 p.m. sharp. I said sure. But this recklessness of mine is what I regret the most. I arrived at the meeting place at 7:58 p.m.
Oh, I'm scared.
It was really empty, and I was sure I was the only person in the station. It was a cold night in November, and I eagerly awaited warming myself with my coat. Honestly, I'm the kind of girl who's comfortable wearing a sweater even when it's hot. I was sitting on a
What?
bench when the clock ticked 8 o'clock, when suddenly someone covered half of my face with a scarf with a really strange scent. I fell unconscious. As I woke up,
Oh, he used some sort of what's that thing called where you put it over your mouth and then you usually feel
Carotene.
yeah,
I found myself in a van with 4 guys, my wrists handcuffed behind my back. I asked the man what they wanted and to please let me go. Tears began to fall from my eyes. But then, one of the guys touched my face and said, "It's our first time ever tasting a beautiful girl like you." I kept on crying and shouted, "Please, I want to go home, please." The guy next to me choked me, shouting that I needed to shut up. I tried to resist, but my eyes started to roll back in my head. He stopped, but it was taking a long time for me to catch my breath. I looked out the window and saw a checkpoint lane. For the first time in my life, I was so glad that the authorities had permission to check the van. But the guy next to me reached for a gun, a really big gun. Knowing this was my only chance, I found the strength to shout and cried out, "Officer, please help! They have a gun!" The 2 officers immediately grabbed their guns, one shooting at the tires, the other aiming for the man next to me. The officer shot him in the head.
Oh my
I never
god.
thought I'd witness such a thing in my life. One of the officers carried me out of the van, and I passed out moments later. I woke up the next day in a hospital bed. My parents were there, crying and asking me,
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's stuck on Roblox.
Oh, let me just turn off the sound and we can be okay, okay?
Look, you're supposed to be doing this. Oh my god. Alright, let's continue.
what happened. I told them the truth, that I was buying a sweater online. But I suddenly snapped. I cried and cried, saying, "Please help, please help." Since then, I've had to go to a psychiatrist to recover from mental instability and anxiety. And it should go without saying, but I never ever want to buy anything online, ever again.
Oh, dang, it's an ad. Hold
The
on.
results strongly support
Shut up.
that these
Oh god. Yeah. Whatever. Shut up. There you go. There you go. Alright, let's continue. Crazy old guy.
When I was 7 or 8 years old, my parents used to take me to this beach cafe in our town.
Ooh.
It had a pool and the cafe was right next to the beach. The family that owned the cafe were my family's close friends, so I spent a lot of my childhood there. The best part about the beach is that when you pass the cafe and the playground, there was a lot of sand and a
By
net
the
for
way, I'm hoping
volleyball.
for that legendary.
As kids,
the
my
one
friends and I
summer
would
one.
always play there.
Seriously?
And if I
One
open
ordinary
the
summer
video-
night, there was quite a few of us playing in the sand, making castles and doing other things. All of a sudden,
down.
I heard a noise behind me in the bushes, right where the sand ended. I should mention that there were woods around the whole place, but it wasn't deep or anything. I was a brave kid, so I just brushed it off as being a cat or animal of some sort, and continued to play.
Yeah, probably
However, when I looked up
true.
at my friends who were now quiet and staying still, I got the chills. I noticed that all of their eyes had widened. They were staring at me, or rather at whatever was behind me.
Oh.
The shock kicked in, and I felt like I was going to faint. I started shaking. I didn't even want to turn around. But when I felt something cold on the back of my neck, that was the last straw. I started running full speed towards the cafe filled with
Oh no, that's not good.
people, and my friends immediately followed behind me. There were 6 children crying and screaming at the top of our lungs. I remember finally clinging to my mom and crying in her arms. Soon after, the sound of sirens followed by police cars parked in front filled the air. When the adults talked to the police, my friends and I were confused.
no.
I still didn't know what was behind me, so I asked my oldest friend in the group, who was 10 years old and talking to his dad. It turns out there was this crazy old guy who robbed a lady and stabbed her to death not so far away from here.
Oh my god.
My friends told me he appeared behind me smiling like a sick clown. He was holding a knife and pressing it against the back of my neck. That must have been the cold thing I felt.
Jesus.
From then on, I never stayed far away from the cafe when the sun went down. And thankfully, they caught the guy.
What? That is creepy. Creepy old lady stalker. It's a stalker.
Boo-hoo, scary.
Oliver,
I got it!
you got the legendary.
Yeah, when you reach 121, you're guaranteed one.
Alright.
Just don't mind that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Sorry for the silence. Creepy old lady stalker. Oh, wait.
This
Come on,
happened a
you have-
little
you
over
have to
20
listen to
years
this.
ago.
Come on, let's actually focus.
I was 10 years old and my sister was 6.
Turn it down a bit.
We grew up in a small town, raised only by our hardworking mother. It started when school was nearly finished for
Poor
the
dad.
year.
Dad.
The nights were late because my sister was up all night crying about a witch. Anyway, my mother started receiving odd calls once in a while at work.
I need one of your children.
Mom figures it was some stupid prank and
What?
ignored it. Mom,
I need one of your children.
What did it say?
It said,
What?
It said, are you one of your children?
I need one of your children.
I need one of your children. What?
Mom figures it was some stupid prank and ignored it. But then she started receiving calls daily. Eventually, she was receiving a call most nights at her home.
Don't do that! I'm recording a video! I'm trying to record a YouTube video with horror story!
I know, that's why I did it, because I thought it would add to the effects.
Oh my god, that scared the heck out of me!
Are you going to sleep tonight? I was used to it, aren't you all? Yes. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh my god.
Aston's pants.
Don't watch it if you're going to make yourself scared.
I'm not making it sound it's you who scared me. Oh my god.
That gave me a heart.
Oh god. Oh no, Freddy.
Oh no, it's a dog.
It's the dog again.
Believe you me, if I was going to try and come and murder you, it'd be a lot more quiet than that.
Police, and they said whoever was calling was
Are you
using
guys
random
cold?
payphones. There wasn't much they could do
Look,
about
No, it's
it.
scared.
She had both
It's
her
because
work and
her
home
vision
It's
life
like a
changed.
safety blanket, is it?
Yeah.
One night around 10 or so, there was a frantic knock on our door. Mom looked out through the window and saw a lady with long hair in her 60s. Not
Who
knowing
the
her,
heck?
Mom went near the locked door and asked what she wanted. The lady asked if she could come inside because she was in a car accident. Mom said she would call the police for her and told her to wait outside. There was a pause.
No, don't call the cops.
Mom thought this was strange and started walking to the phone. Immediately again, a banging on the door. Mom ran to the phone and looked out the window to see the lady staring at her.
What?
She coldly said,
Dorothy Margaret, I want one of your children.
No, what the?
Dorothy Margaret, I want one of your children.
She kept repeating it until Mom noticed flashing lights of police approaching, and she left. The police searched everywhere and kept a car outside each night for a week. Nothing. A few weeks later, summer finally started and my sister wasn't having the nightmares anymore about
What the heck? That is creepy.
Yes, I just got the legendary Ember Dragon.
Can you please stop? Because I'm trying to. We need to look at this, or we need to actually look.
the witch. We were at one of my baseball games and my mother was talking to a teacher at my sister's school and telling her what happened. The teacher said,
Oh, it sounds like your stepmother.
Mom looked back confused and said she doesn't have a stepmother. the teacher's face turned white. A while ago, a lady in her 60s would come watch the children play at lunch. She said she was my mother's stepmom and liked to watch my sister at lunch. She reported it again to the police, and they checked camera footage. Sure enough, on a faraway park bench, there was an old lady most lunchtimes.
What?
They noticed she was always coming from the woods, so the police did a search and found an old shanty shack type of place. It had old blankets and a fire pit, and it had pictures she had drawn of us.
Oh, that's creepy. Oliver, can you please stop playing Roblox?
Is AFK farming okay? Just carry on.
Alright.
You don't
That
even
was the
notice
last time
it.
we ever heard of her.
Oh my god.
When summer was ending, my sister started having the nightmares of the witch again. Mom asked why she was getting scared again, and she said,
Because she comes to school and watches us.
the witch was the old lady.
What the heck?
I met a terrible creep at a McDonald's restaurant.
A
I was running
McDonald's?
errands with my husband one day when I was 6 months pregnant.
Ooh,
The day started out
congratulations.
normal as we took the subway together. All of a sudden, I felt nauseous and I could feel that I had to vomit immediately. I quickly gave my bag to my husband and told him I had to run to the nearest bathroom. I bolted away at the next stop as I could not hold it in any longer. As I exited the underground, I ran into the nearest restaurant, a McDonald's. I hurried to the bathroom, where I passed a middle-aged man who was standing at the entrance of the bathroom.
Oh
I paid no
no.
attention and pushed past him to get in. As I finally arrived to the bathroom, I immediately started puking. I never felt so sick my entire life.
Oh no.
That's when the door handle of the bathroom started moving.
Oh no, that's not
I
good.
quickly pushed the door to keep it closed and yelled that it was busy, but the person on the other side pushed back. As that person managed to push harder, I saw the guy that was at the entrance. He had curly hair. I freaked
What?
out and slammed the door shut and started yelling for help. The man was insistent and kept trying to get in. I started puking again,
Oh,
so I was
no.
left with trying to hold the door with my foot as he kept banging it harder and harder. I continued yelling in the direction of the window of the stall as I heard people saying that there was a girl who needed help. Suddenly, the guy stopped banging the door and everything got quiet. I tried to calm myself down while still holding the door shut just in case.
Oh my
Then
god.
I saw curly hair and a hand trying to get me from under the door, which had a pretty large gap. I started screaming again as I started kicking his face. At this point, I was desperate. I had no phone, no bag, and my husband was probably roaming the city looking for me. Then I heard a man yell, and the creep suddenly getting away quickly. I kept the door shut when I heard a male voice telling me to come out and that it was okay. I reluctantly opened the door to find the manager of the McDonald's confused and shocked. I told him what happened and he called the police. With all the commotion, my husband finally found me.
Oh
When the
yeah.
police arrived, I gave the police a description, but they never found the guy.
Oh. Dang it. I would have killed him. True Paul horror story. Oh, I think I've seen
It
something
was the
similar
summer
to
before ninth
another
grade.
one.
I was at my
This is
friend's
different,
family pool
so
party,
looks like-
and there were tons of people there. At one point, while my friend, let's call her Lily, went to get some sodas for us, a man came up to me.
Alright, okay, so I've seen a very similar story to this. Oliver, are you scared?
I am kind.
The scariest one that I so far is that sock one. That sock one is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make some shinies quickly. Just Aston, give us a review how you think of it so far.
I find it not too scary. It's the sock one that scared the heck out of me. But right now I'm gonna cut this video here, and I'll see you in episode 4.